we go. I think we're going. That was intense. It was intense.
I wasn't ready for all that.
Yeah, like, look, Neil gave us the reins this week. He let us just kind of run wild and free. So, Neil, sorry if this goes incredibly wrong.
Yeah, whatever we say on here is it's your fault.
Our own views, and it's also Neil's views. But everything we say, Neil told us to say. So, but yeah,
you can't hold us against us.
Well, not yet.
In a court of law.
But what's this week? 2 of us been on now. Last week we had our power rankings, and then we're back this week, and we've got some special guests. So we do
the future of the AFI.
Yeah. Boys, just want to introduce yourselves?
The first one. Finn O'Donovan, QB for UL Vikings. Aidan Maher, the actual running back for UL Vikings.
The actual
running
back?
When he hands you the ball, is it?
Yeah.
Who's faster?
How many? 100%. He's also 20 odd kg lighter as well. So.
So you say the actual running back? I saw Adrian Garvey in kit last year, so I did carrying a football. So
he's the shiny running back.
Oh, is that right?
Garvey, I went to college with Garvey. Garvey's my age. Like, he should not be running back. Anyway.
Yeah, but like, have you played against Garvey?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the man's just. There's some people that come through the league that are just a different breed of football player, and I think Adrian Garvey was one of them. So he was.
You know he's a twin, right?
Like 6 running backs by the ball at the end of last year. So we were very stocked up there with our running back. So thankfully,
everyone thinks they're a running back.
Yeah, I don't.
I
know I can run.
I really, really do not think I'm a running back. I'm not an offensive player in any way, shape, or form whatsoever.
I don't even think I am. I'm just really fat and can just stand in front of people. It works.
So how did you guys?
But American football is.
How did they put you guys in those positions though, Finn and Aiden?
Well, I started at wide receiver because I'm far too small to be a quarterback. But then Liam saw me throwing a ball one day, and he said, "That's next year's project." So before we lost to Westmeath, he was saying that maybe I'll chip in for quarterback next year and try it out, and it went somewhat well. So
when you say small, how tall are you?
I'm 5'7". So
right, okay, fair.
From myself, then I'd say when I first started, I had the history of playing centre and rugby or on the wing, so I was constantly ball in hand running. So I kind of had an idea I wanted to come down and do pretty much the same thing and hit people in the meantime. So I kind of actually went into it.
Coming from a rugby background, then, so obviously as a ball carrier on rugby, going sticking on the pads in the helmet and being a ball carrier in American football, do you think a lot of what you learnt in rugby carried over, or like is it a completely different game?
Some things yes, other things no. Like for instance, I kind of struggled with nailing down the ball security. I kept holding onto it like a rugby ball under my arm. But after a few fumbles, I kind of changed that pretty quickly. But I suppose the intensity and preparing to be tackled and when to shed a tackle naturally does come in. But then in other aspects, like you can go from defending to taking the ball and passing it very quick, whereas running back, you're just taking the ball and
just going as far as you can go.
Yeah, exactly.
What is the reason for holding a rugby ball that way for someone who has like no idea?
You can't punch the ball out like in rugby.
So you're not allowed to punch it.
You're not allowed to punch the ball.
But you also pass it off. So if you're about to be tackled, like the ball's there so you can pass it off.
Then.
Offloads, no, yeah, offloads, one-handed offloads, and realistically, if you're playing, would you play inside or outside center?
I played outside center.
Yeah, so you ideally like you want to hold the ball in 2 hands. Like ball security in rugby is not a big thing because, well, apart from just knocking the ball on, but most of the time it's a case of you want to have the ball in such a way that you can offload the ball. Whereas American football, most people are looking for the ball and you at the same time. So
Were you guys football fans before you came down to UL, or you found it at a college fair, or what's the story? What's the origin?
So first introduction to football was the 2019 Super Bowl when the Chiefs played 49ers the last time, and that was my first football match that I watched, and I kind of enjoyed it. Followed the Chiefs then because they won, and then I was kind of watching Last Chance U and things of that nature. So I said I'd look it up and see if there was any in Ireland, and there was. So from Cork, I went to one of the Cork Admirals like youth things, but I knew I was going to UL. So after one of the youth training tryout things before COVID, I was at the Admirals, and then I went to UL and started there after COVID. So that was kind of how I got into it.
For me, then it kind of goes back to I was playing rugby, and I was scrolling through my phone, seeing some videos, say, of American football, some clips, and then I remember looking up, like this is back when maybe I was 14 or 15, looking up what's the story with it in Ireland, and I seen UL had one. There was a few other colleges around, but after that, then I pretty much forgot about it until I was coming down to UL, and at that time I'd stopped playing rugby, so I was kind of looking for something to do. And then I remember that that UL had a team, so naturally I went looking for them then, and the rest is history.
Was that all kind of out of COVID? So you guys it's a reclamation project since COVID, or what's kind of the story of the team, kind of the last, which led it to getting promoted in kind of the 2022, 2023 seasons?
I suppose when we originally came back from COVID, a lot of our vets had
You guys were both rookies then, is that correct?
Yeah. We're both going into our third year. So a lot of our vets were retired. So our first season, which is the first season after COVID, there was a good 75% of players were rookies. It was their first season or first game that they were playing. But since then, thankfully, we've had good recruitment. Like our training sessions have bumped up majorly, and intensity, everything is coming along nicely now.
So were you guys there for the remember I think we played UL in one of the preseason, Admirals played UL in a preseason game. Were you guys there? Was that the first year after COVID or the second year?
That was the first year after COVID. Yeah, it was hailstone and everything.
Yeah, and there was a very small QB. Like
I don't think he was there.
No, I wasn't there.
Yeah, I was at receiver, and
Tom,
who's our coach, was our running back for the day. So
okay,
no,
it's just I remember there was a guy playing QB that like he was 5'5", maybe. He was very small, skinny guy. Yeah, well, definitely wasn't you, anyways. But he was a tiny fella, and like we kind of told Aaron to, you just have to, you can't. You're 6'6" or 7. Like you can't be, going around the corner and killing this guy. Like so. Yeah, no, that's good though. Like you guys have kind of grown massively since then though. Like I know you had a good season that year, even with all the rookies, which is massive. And then another year then of, if you, I suppose the question is, this team that you have now, would you have beat Mullingar last year?
Oh, most definitely. Like we're after up and everything, and
yeah.
I think I was down and officiated one of your was it the semi-finals against the Rhinos? Was that a semis game? Maybe one of the last games of the season. So I've actually had like first-hand experience being on the pitch, watching you play football, and like you run a good offense. Like your defense is solid. I did notice a lot of kind of older heads still getting kit on and playing. So, but like you said, there is a younger element to the team. But I think he's have done really well. So he's have built up, and I think he's a well deserving of a place up where he's on now.
So question there now. I know I was saying it last time. You guys obviously you've seen your I suppose your first 4 games. I suppose like I suppose it's a kind of thing where you get promoted, and you kind of see that. What's the mood around camp like? What do you guys, are you motivated? Are you kind of trying to go, okay, look, we're focusing on one game? Are you guys thinking, look, we're going to beat them all? Obviously, that's obviously. It's I suppose I'm just trying to get a sense of, because it is kind of a trial by fire, those first 4 games.
Yeah, I suppose like when we see that and we're coming up, we know that like the Premier Division is a whole different kettle of fish compared to the First Division, but at the same time, like, we're training hard, and like we're not coming just to let's
numbers,
escape relegation or anything like that. Like, we're going for it all. Football's a crazy game, anything can happen. So
no, that's fair. Like, I mean, we were like, when we came up, like, that's the thing about it. Like, you know yourself. Like, when we came up, we'd watched a lot of the SBC games. Now it was a different time, but we kind of looked at it and went, we shouldn't be afraid of anybody. Like, and our first game was, I think it was against you guys, Paul. Was it the one where we went for a 2-pointer at the end of the game? Do you remember? Wet.
Mate, I'm a lineman. I get hit in the head all the time. I remember this kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was our first game was against our first game was against, I think it was the Mavericks, and then we had to go play you away, and it was 14-13. And it's kind of it's those games that kind of solidify you, kind of going, okay, you know what? This is a game where we know this is probably one of the better teams we play, and we kind of stayed with them. So
yeah,
I like that attitude. Anyways, I
think those type of games will always stick with you, and like UL have been up knocking heads with the best of us. Like, I remember one of the games against UL a number of years ago, and I think it was like 7-6. We were down by a point and went for a 2-point. I think Simon Mackey jumped over the lines to get it in with like 4 seconds left in the game. But I think there's always been a bit of, I wouldn't say a rivalry, but a competitiveness from UL. And I was saying it last week, I don't think we can count the UL boys out, because they've got lads there that have had that experience and know what it's like competing at the kind of bigger levels. Are you feeling that from, like, you've got Plum there is your coach, and Dara's been around the league probably longer than I have at this stage. Are you getting that from him, the confidence from him coming up and the experience that he's got? Is he instilling that into you boys, like at the younger level?
Since day one that we were together, they've always reassured us that the talent and potential that our team has is next level. So they've never once doubted us. They've always backed us, encouraged us, shown us everything that we know today. So we can't do anything but praise them, like, because we wouldn't be here without those lads.
And like, I've got Liam Ryan in my corner. I don't think I would have had half the season I did last year if it wasn't for Liam teaching me, all the reads and how I should run it and plays and different things like that. So we don't have too many vets that were playing in the SBC. Our team is very young, but at the same time, like, we have Glenn Carr, we have Tom, and we have Liam Ryan, and like, they have years of experience that they're translating to us. So
they're all Shamrock Bowl winners as well. They've all won at least one Shamrock Bowl. So, like you said, they've got that experience at being up at that level. They know what they need to bring. They know what they need to get you ready for. I think that's one of the key things, that you've got coaches with experience. And I think maybe some of the other teams that haven't maybe had that experience, and even at their coaching level, it's kind of difficult to prepare for something that you don't know what's coming. Whereas when you've got the guys that know what's coming, they've probably been preparing you since the middle of last season. When you're looking at finishing top of the table, getting ready to go, it's like, right, we just start getting ready now and we start pushing. And is that something that you found, that you just kept pushing last year?
Well, not even last year, even the year before. We've always said that we weren't training to win Division 1. We were training and aiming of getting into the division. That, yeah, well and good that we went 8-0 last year and we won. But like, we were always aiming for the top level. We're not set.
Did any team give you trouble last year? Just out of curiosity. What was the most difficult?
The Mavericks, like, they're a solid team. They probably, if they had a bit more numbers, like, they'd be ready for SBC. I reckon even if the SBC was a 9-team league this year, like, the Mavericks would fit right with us, and I don't think they'd come last either. I think they'd push on the same as us, like, but yeah, they're a very good team. They have skilled players there. They're well drilled and everything. So yeah, the Mavericks are a good team. Like, I've no bad words to say about any of them either.
And like, what's the recruiting like this year? Have you guys done much recruiting, or is it like the same core from last year, or what's it like?
We've pretty much, we've got a lot of people now this year, a lot of rookies, but it's great to see them all come down, show massive interest. We can have seriously good training sessions, everything. So, like, they're definitely future generation as well as yourselves. So yeah, we're continuously growing and improving.
So, Finn, do you call the offense, or is it Liam, or what's going on with that? How are you developing quarterback-wise?
Yeah, so we're still kind of building on last year and running things as we would have, but like, we're, as Aidan said there, we have a good few rookies, so we're looking to get fellas into key places where they'll shine. So we're trying to fit fellas in, teach them how to be wide receivers, and yeah, we're just building.
Cool.
I was going to ask there, is there anybody that you have got your eyes set on, like, coming up into SBC level? Is there a team that you've got that you're just determined, like, that's the team we want to beat?
I think it's all of us, Paul.
Yeah, I don't know about Aidan, but for me, anyways, the main ones I've my eyes set on is Westmeath, because we owe those guys, we owe them. So.
Yeah, definitely. I think we want to go up, make a name for ourselves. Anyone that has doubted us or is doubting us, prove them wrong, and let everyone know that we're not just here to take part and to be another team. We're here that's going to eventually take over.
And then flip to that, is there any team that you're not looking forward to playing?
No.
Sure, you'd have to say that.
Genuinely, when we all go out on the pitch, everyone, they might have some players that are more skilled or talented, but it comes down to effort as well. So we're not afraid of any team.
100%.
We're lining up against them. In our eyes, we've every chance as they do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%.
Now, especially with you two offensively, it's definitely going to be something dynamic. I think a lot of people in the league maybe wouldn't have seen the way that you two kind of work together and can do this kind of RPO, two guys, one big guy kind of going up the middle, fairly Sean McVay understudy kind of next up and comer. Aidan, I'd say, is pretty fair to categorize, and Finn's just strong and fast. So I think that could, if you guys develop some receivers and see those, who are some other guys on the team to kind of, because when they said, who are UL Vikings to look out for, my brain went straight to you guys, but who are some other ones on the team that you kind of want to shout out, or other talent you have up and coming?
Genuinely, we could be here all night. Our receiver core after getting a lot better. Our O-line are making serious blocks. Our whole defense, we were training with our defense last night, and there was nearly several fights on the pitch. That intensity was there, that everyone is going 110%. That we can't pinpoint one position, because everyone is up for a game. Yes, you can.
Yeah, there's a couple of fellas that, like, when you see them, the talent is off the charts. Like Rob Brown, he got his first Irish cap there 2 games ago in Spain, yeah. And Chris O'Mahony, our centre, like, he's crazy. But yeah, there's a good few fellas there. Like, if you look at, we had the awards night after we lost the bowl, and we had the awards night after we won the bowl. I think there were very little fellas that like won consecutive awards, and as well as that, we had I think Tom said to me that at the top of the MVP race for our club, where we voted for each other, there was like 4 or 5 people at the top that could have won. They were 1 or 2 votes away. So, like, our talent, I've fierce confidence in our talent.
You margins when you sort of,
yeah,
you get that many names that are in the hat. Like, I think for us, if anybody looked at us and went offensive player of the year, everybody's just writing Ty's name down. Even before the season started, it's just like, yeah, it's Ty. But like, I think when you've got that depth of skill there as well, that you can't single somebody out. Like, bit of a threat as well, isn't it? Like, having so many people that you can target. Like, Ty can say the same thing for the receiver core over at our way, but like Finn is, as a QB, when you've got multiple receivers that you know are going to be trustworthy and kind of rein it in, like, does it give you a bit more confidence in the backfield when you know that you've got certain guys out there?
Yeah, big time. I mean, like, our receivers now, the ones that have been there for a while, it's much easier knowing that they're going to be at the spot you need them to be. You know, you'd have routes like, say, a post, and some receivers would run it more skinny than others, but kind of everybody that's been there for a while now knows how we want the routes run. I know all of their kind of little, like, some lads would come back
indicators.
deep, or indicators. I know, like,
idiosyncrasies is the word you're looking for.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Did you just call me an idiot?
No, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. So you've learned. You guys all have tells, and you have. No, that's cool. That's cool. I suppose for me, now I suppose one of the questions I have is like, what's your prep like for a week? Because, like, you know, like one of the biggest differences I found from going from, you know, Division 1 to SBC is, like, you know, tape. You know, tape, and more tape. Like, you know, I suppose my question is like, what's your like, you know, say you're, you know, last year, is there a difference between how your prep is going to be from last year to how it is going to be from this year, or are you guys going with what works? Were you watching tape a lot last year? That kind of stuff.
Naturally, what we done last year is going to be amped up this year, because everything across the board, who we're playing and everything, is going to be amped up. But as I was saying, like, since our first year playing, our aim is to be in the Premier League or Premier Division. That we've introduced watching tape a good while ago, scouting different players, knowing what works for us as a team, and having meetings over it. So naturally, I do think that will probably enhance that, but it's not like it's going to be a totally new thing that everyone is.
Cool. That's interesting. It's just like I said. It's I suppose one of the big things I'm looking for this year is, I suppose, it's, if we're being realistic, the SBC is split into 2. You know, it's kind of, you know, I suppose there's very few games where, you know, there's very few games where you can't predict somewhat the outcome a little bit. So it'd be interesting to, you know, when we throw you guys into the mix, to see how it's going to change. You know, who's going to get pushed up. You know, it's. I'm really looking forward to this season, because it's. I don't know. It's. I don't know. I don't. Maybe it's because I haven't really run in about 3 or 4 months, but, you know, I'm kind of hoping that this season kind of just brings everybody a little bit closer. Kind of just, you know, it'd be good to have you guys in there to kind of, and we don't have to travel so far to you guys. It's unbelievable. It's just fucking, it's glorious. Like, last year we had, like,
game.
Oh, we had Northern Ireland twice. So we had Belfast twice. We had Dublin, and we had Mullingar. Horrible. It's just getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go play a game, like.
Yeah.
And then we get there, and the Trojans are strolling up, like, and we've been on a bus for the last 5 hours. So, yeah.
Like, one of the first things we looked at was, all right, we know we have the Trojans, and we know that we've Belfast twice. So are we going to be playing the Trojans at home or away? And thankfully, we've got them at home, so we only actually have to travel up to Belfast once. But like we had to travel up to Derry last year, and we know exactly what it's like. Just takes hours to get up there, and then you're there and you're a bit sluggish. But
Yeah, no, it's it's a case of like, I don't know. I think on this program there's been discussions of travel a lot, but again, it's a case, you get used to it, I suppose. But I kind of much prefer the fact that there's one team, one away game that we're not getting absolutely killed over. So
I'm just looking at the schedule here actually. So you'll have UCD away, Panthers away, Minotaurs away, and the Knights away. So you, like you're saying, you just get that one big, and then Mullingar isn't that far from Dublin, so you basically get kind of 3 Dublin games in a sense. So it's not that
It's a
bad.
proper football field you guys have, right?
yeah,
Turf and everything, or whatever word you guys call turf. Keep running into
4G.
that.
4G.
grass.
4G.
Grass.
Is it 4G or grass? You guys play?
It's grass, yeah.
Okay. Which pitch is it?
Sorry?
It's not the Ash. Is it in front of the Astro, in front of Kilmurray, or which one is it?
It's like, so if you have the 2 Astro pitches, like one in
Yeah.
front of the other, it's like off to the side.
Up on a
Oh
hill.
yeah, so okay, so if you're coming from, say, the sports center, you go across the grass field, you go past the. Oh, so it's it's that one. Okay. Yeah, and I think I know the one. The Tag World Cup was there, so I actually was looking out for it, but I never actually
You
found it.
probably wouldn't notice it when there's nothing on it.
But when it's
Yeah.
lined up and like the posts are up, it looks like a proper football field. So it's a blessing.
And
Really.
we're lucky to have everyone from UL, so UL Sport, that come out to line it and just have the facilities as well. Like it is a
So
blessing.
you're not there on a Saturday like me with the roller. Yeah, no, that's nice.
The backpack on with the spray.
Oh
No.
my god! Like we got a machine. It's Saturday afternoons. Like it's fun. Like it is good though. Sometimes you get
It's
pizzas
not
and stuff
fun.
like that. So
Why? I've been lining fields for like 6 years, and it gets more and more boring every time I do it.
But it's not just one of us. There's usually like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like usually it's not too bad. Like especially when there's
Bonding.
Yeah.
Team bonding.
yeah.
That-
You guys
that pitches
are
have
grand.
got
Like
pretty much like a snooker table, so it is as well. Like is it the same pitch that you were playing on last season?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like you walk through the car park, round the back, and right up the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally like a snooker table. It's
It's
flat.
Sunday,
It's a really nice surface to play on.
drainage, everything else. I remember coming up after a full nearly 4 or 5 days of rain, expecting the pitch to be waterlogged, and it was still nearly hard. We were all kept our own
when
finish.
you have millions in euro and you're a university.
We've got a field up the Dublin Mountains.
We'd won the lottery thing to have the final in Limerick last year, and then we found out that UL Archery were having the World Championships or something right beside us, so we had to move to Garryowen pitches, and we were like,
oh yeah, those ones, the forest in Garryowen. No, I mean, like, is it? So we played on one a few years ago, and literally they were cutting the pitch as we were walking onto it. So
They had the pitch cut for us. So.
yeah, no, it's
At least they had it done for these.
Yeah.
I want to ask, we get put in the spot last week for power rankings. I think we should ask the boys
100%.
about power
Yeah.
rankings and see what you think. Coming up
Get 'em their
as the
top eight.
newbies into SBC. And as
It's-
Ayo said,
it's-
he's got this opinion that it's like a split in two almost. What do you think SBC is going to look like at the end of the season?
Now,
I think there's
just remember, I'm going to remind you something. Mullingar put themselves at the top last year. So,
I'm not going to give anything away, but I'm going to say there's going to be more upsets than what people may think.
okay.
As I said, well, as Finn says, football is a crazy game.
So like let's give us a list then. So let's see what you guys who's gonna be top. You can put yourself. I'm not saying you can't put yourself. I'm not saying
You
that.
can go 8-1 if you want.
Yeah.
Bottom to top. Ooh.
Yeah, that's easier.
Okay, so I'll go first, and you can tell me if you change. So Knights at the bottom, I reckon. Just I might be wrong now, but just rumors I've heard that they've had a lot of vets retire, and they were kind of struggling a bit last season, just kind of staying up. But I've seen their QB at the Wolfhounds clinics, and he looks very good. So they could come out with anything, but just from what I'm thinking, I'm going to have him last. Then I have Westmeath second last. So Westmeath are a good team. They have a good passing game, but I reckon they're just lacking a bit in some areas. They, I don't know how much commentary I need to put on all these teams.
No,
You don't need to put
again. It does, no,
as much as you want, or as little as you
there's
want.
nothing you've said that's that we disagree with anyway. So yeah. So Knights, Mullingar.
And then I have the Panthers next. So Panthers are a great team, and they have Finn Kearns, and Finn Kearns is a world star athlete. Like he's had trials for the Canadian League, I think.
Yeah.
So,
It's unfortunate. Finn is a one. Like he doesn't have too much help. They've got a good running back.
Yeah,
they have a good linebacker or running back, whatever you want to call him. So yeah, no, that's fair. It's a case of if Finn gets help around him.
They have a great core, but if they could like add some weapons or even get a quarterback, so Finn could go out into the wideout position. And I think when he used to play for us, anyways, he used to play corner as well, and I think he's a really good corner. So he'd be great if he didn't have to play QB.
Yep.
He was playing both ways when he played against us too. Like he was playing safety and he was playing QB. So yeah, that's fair. So we have Knights, Mullingar, Panthers.
Then next, I could chop and change these. I have Admirals and Trojans next. So I don't really know who to put in front. You had your regular season game last year, and that came down to the wire. So like, who knows what could happen there? And then we have UCD. UCD are great. I don't know if losing Sean McVay will have it could have huge impact or it could have very little impact.
The O-line hasn't changed. So Sean is an X-factor, but
Sean is a great athlete. But yeah, I was at the bowl and their O-line is just insane. They're all great athletes. Then I have the Rebels. They have pieces on every part of the pitch. There's not much places you could watch Rebels tape and say they're weak there. Rebels have talent all over the field. And
their
then
QB isn't great now. I have to say.
He's kind of average.
Very
Yeah.
average.
Number one, the best team in the league, UL Vikings. So
all right. Yeah, look, I
Do you know what?
wouldn't
I rate that. I rate putting yourselves top because it just sets the
why the hell
mindset.
not?
Yeah, fuck it. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. But Neil told me to say it. But I respect that. Coming in, there's no point in saying, we're going to come in and we'll be mid-table, because if you do that, you're going to be a mid-table team. So yeah, the worst you can do now is go out and just aim as high as you can, because what's the worst that's going to happen?
No plans of always getting punched in the mouth.
We've always been led to believe within ourselves that we have crazy potential, that we always go out aim for the best and do our physical best that we can do, and everything after that, reward will come.
Yeah, it's mindset. We had a meeting in the library now. We had a meeting across in that room 2 years, maybe it was last year, I don't know, but basically the message was, this is a 2-year plan, this isn't a 1-year plan. The 2-year plan is to get promoted and then go on and win the Shamrock Bowl. So that's all we're aiming for, nothing more, nothing less.
Ayo, how long did it take Cork to win the bowl after they get promoted?
I think it was a year.
I think it was quick. Like you came up and it was
the next. I think it was
flash
the
and you
year
were up there.
we lost to UL in a heartbreaking. It was 4th and 30, and the safety forgot to pick up somebody, and he plays for what's his name? Plays for Panthers. Their slot receiver. What's his name? He was the UL quarterback at the time.
Ian Cahill?
No, not Ian. No, Ian was the quarterback.
Not Goldie.
Ray Burke.
Ray Burke. Ray was
Yeah.
the quarterback. Yeah. So and then 2-point conversion. Yeah, and it just broke our hearts. So we lost to them, and then the next year was the year when we played G's in the final.
Yeah.
Like, no disrespect to any of the teams. We have huge respect and admiration for all the teams, but like, if you don't see yourself,
you have to back yourself. And you like, there's nobody here that would say any different.
And we're not going into any match saying this is going to be a walkover. Everyone knows that it's going to be a dogfight. And we're mentally prepared for a dogfight. So that's why we're not giving any disrespect to any teams. If any team that's up here deserves to be up here.
I don't think anybody will find what you said disrespectful personally. So I mean, you have to. Now they will try and punch you in the mouth, but that's
football.
It is a case of if I'm in the backfield on the day and we end up running into each other, it's all fair. You know,
it is a small league, and people take a lot of the stuff super offensive, but it'd be better if the teams can actually just say, we think we're going to come first, and then UL brings the best thing for them. Yeah. And that the point of this podcast isn't to shit talk teams or have people think that we're not ranking them. You want it to be like, here's the UL Vikings. If you're anywhere near Limerick and you want to join Finn and Aiden playing football, they think they're building a hell of a football program, go join them. There's Ayo down in Cork. If you're near him, go join him. There's Paulie, go join him. Got a nice butt. So I think that it's great, because I think a lot of teams, it's 2-year builds, quirks come up. A lot of that's based on coaching and then player retention. You guys have all the coaching and now a bunch of young talent. That's kind of what our rebuild started as 2 years ago, was a bunch of 19-year-old Dave Kings and Greg Johnsons and stuff that remind me a lot of you two guys. Even UCDs.
I turned up to training and I didn't know anybody that was on the team, including yourself. I walked in and I was like, all right, here's another American, says he plays quarterback. Who are all these skinny guys? And
then he throws an 80-yard bomb.
A season later, I was like, all right, this is legit. So, but it's all about recruitment, and I think the league would develop a lot better if we, like you're saying, Ty, we promote each other as well, and like send people down to UL if they're in the UL area. Go try it, go play, because it just means that everybody else has to work harder to beat UL. And it just makes everybody better.
It's grown so much in the last few years compared to what it was even 3-4 years ago. Like, you know, it's more interesting. I kind of wish I could back up in my prime and be playing now, because it's just, the competition is just so fierce. It's so good. Like, you're playing against, you're playing against French players, Italian players, Brazilian players, Mexican players, Americans. And it's, you get better for it. Like, you get, there's, we've had discussions on, playing the game right. And that's a different conversation. But like, playing against those players, like, it's just for me anyways, I love the competition. Just pitting myself against somebody who has played in the EFL, who has played college ball, stuff like that, and holding my own against them is it's the whole reason why we do this. Like, we all have to go to work tomorrow. Like, we're not doing this, we don't get paid, except for Ty, obviously. But we don't get Folly's like, wait, what? We don't get paid for this, so I love the confidence
of the game. Like you can't turn away players that have years of experience, because the only thing that they're bringing is experience to their teams, and they're growing their sport. And you see Ty there with the Wolfhounds, and like, he's helping out with the Wolfhounds, and like, it would be stupid to it would be stupid and pretentious to be like, no, we don't want these experienced players. We don't want the game to grow. We like the way it is. Like, we want everybody to be star athletes, and we want fellas going to Europe. And like Sean McVay got signed there to Zurich, I think. So, like, if we can have fellas like that, like the Finn Kearns who went away and he had trials places and he was in Europe, like, there's the Tyke Leader stuff that is going away and getting scholarships, and you have the fellas in the NFL pathway program. Like, it's all building up, it's all experience. So you can't flaunt it, can't be turning people away.
As younger guys, would you guys have that as goals? Or would you be thinking more, I want to play UL the next 10 years and win 10 bowls? Or would you think, I want to see how I do here, but also keep that door, knock that door open maybe?
Yeah, I'd like to go and play in Europe now. I know for a fact that I won't get there as a QB, and it's hard to get receiver tape playing QB. But sure, down the line, who knows what will happen if I get an offer on the table that I like the look of. Obviously, it won't be on the table in front of me. I'll have to go look for it. But at the same time, like, I'd go for the experience, and I'd like to do it. But we'll have to see what the future brings.
100%. Like, I think it's every young sports person's, say, dream of progressing as far as they can by playing a sport that they really like and would enjoy. So yes, I think nothing would be off the table. Obviously, we want to develop our club and be the best we can possibly be, but we also want to not close out any doors for opportunities. So,
yeah, but even going away would better the club. Like, having both this, he played for UL and he's playing for this person. That, the publicity alone for that would be immense. Like,
exactly.
So,
And then once you come back, you can share so much more.
Yeah.
Just don't do what Ty did. Ty took our best players over and got them injured. Got them back and they were missing them for a season. So,
who did you bring?
I mean,
yeah, I took the young boys to Germany with me, and then they both got hurt.
Oh yeah.
Sell to a German team to make kids be import football players before they had ever actually played football. I was like, I swear they're really good. They've never played before, but I've been thrown with them in a park during lockdown. So, like, come on, we got a connection. Make it happen, German team. I'll come over if you say yes. And Greg goes and hurts himself like 4 plays in.
Yep. Misses the next season. I think for me, Europe is just a pipe dream now. I'm the wrong side of 35. 3 kids. Like, that's my only regret about football is I didn't find it earlier. Like, I was in my mid to late 20s when I found I was in my mid 20s when I found football, and the only regret I have is not finding it a lot sooner, not finding it in my teenage years and being able to maybe do those things.
Yeah, I mean, even you saying you wish you found it earlier in your teenage years, like, I'm not too old now, I'm 22, but I wish I found it earlier, and like, if I had found it earlier, I probably would have been on the Cork Admirals youth squad, and like, if I built up that experience, who knows where I'd be now. Like,
yeah.
So.
I don't know what my excuse is. I'm American originally. I ran track and I played basketball, so
Yeah,
I did everything. Yeah.
Oops kept slowing me down with the football thing.
Yeah. I just like, see, my biggest issue with football was with basketball. I could take over a game on my own. With with football, it's harder to do.
Yep.
That's one of the reasons I became quarterback as well. Like,
I don't get to touch the ball enough in basketball is my issue. There's 4 other dudes that can touch this. This is shit.
I'm sorry.
I had like 22 catches or something, and I was like, I need to get more. Like, I know that receiver stuff.
Yeah, I can't imagine rugby. 15 dudes that have to touch the ball.
Yeah. And run.
I love rugby.
There's so much running involved, man. Like,
yeah.
And I hate touching the ball.
Chasing you fuckers up and down the field.
I hate touching the ball. That's my biggest fear as a centre. I walk up to the ball and I'm like, just get the snap right. So I'm terrified that it's gonna slip and it's gonna roll along the ground and then everybody's gonna turn around and go, and I'll be like, don't blame me, blame somebody else. Yeah. I might move to nose tackle tie. I might take up Steve's offer.
I don't know. You see the Pro Bowl, the other thing where they had to snap the ball? I was watching that and I was like, this is Polish's event. Just get to chill and just throw it through the little 5-hole. He was fucking
Don't even need to move.
Nah, just chill. Here comes another ball. Snap it to 5 again.
I'm trying to teach someone to long snap now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to, because I ain't not doing it anymore. My knees are not.
And you said you got a good center?
Yeah. Chris is incredible. Like, can't flaunt him. And like, I'm trying my arm now at a lag. I'm trying my arm at center. And I get 2 hands, and I only got to snap it like 5 yards, and I'm missing all the time. So it's not easy.
It's not as easy as people think. Or it is.
Yeah.
And like, seeing a rainy day. No thanks.
Some of us complain a lot too.
Yeah.
But they play a position that if you're not lucky enough to have someone that's very skilled in, that can be detrimental then to your offense.
So we're responsible for every play.
Exactly.
That's my take. I was like, I'm responsible for that touchdown. That was all me.
I got a question. Like, I know where Ty would play. I know where Paulie would play. Where would you play if you were playing on defense? See, I think I'm the only defensive guy here.
I'd play linebacker because I can't cover for. I swear.
Yeah. You do realize linebackers have to cover as well.
Yeah, like interior linebacker, like you're playing Marty's position is what you're saying, like just in there.
Finn's like a block though. Finn's like a lifter. I'm just saying, like a fire hydrant, muscle hamster.
Fire hydrant? Did you just call them a fire hydrant?
That's a good thing.
That's your name, mate. Finn the fire hydrant O'Donovan. There you go. You can take that back and make it stick.
You drive full speed into the Marty fire hydrant, and you're like, oh, jeez.
No, Marty.
Let's go out biting ankles. Like that's all you need to do. If I ever go back boxing now, fire hydrant, Finn fire hydrant, O'Donovan.
Finn the fire hydrant. Yeah, let's go.
I still don't know how Marty keeps people so hard.
I'd definitely play linebacker too if I was.
Linebacker, Jesus Christ, lads! Linebacker is not that. Have you ever played linebacker?
I've played a couple of times in training. No, I know it. I'm not saying it's one easy position.
Oh no! I just mean like it's not that much. I suppose I don't know. I find it like I played like the game against you guys. I played linebacker there, and I felt absolutely useless. Like I just felt like
both me and Aiden love contact. Like, so.
Oh no! I love the contact, and I enjoyed the tackles. Like I made all my tackles. It was just fucking Ty just get fucking running away like. Going this way and then throwing.
I was designing plays where we make new blocking schemes. Block 46 on 1, ready?
It's not exact. Yeah, no, I don't know. I enjoy it. I think I'll leave it to Marty. That's his specialty.
There's a wrecking ball in there as well. Marty is like Marty's really disruptive. So
he's just.
I think linebacker's great though because you can't even mess up playing as linebacker if you just play aggressively and like just look at your key.
Yeah, see,
2 steps.
Brendan.
Take a bunch of pre-workout.
Brendan, his pre-workout is a good one, but there's nothing Brendan has found that he can't overcomplicate or he can't complicate. Like linebacker keys are not. He just just do it. I'm like, I can't do all those 3 things at the same time, and he just doesn't. He just doesn't listen.
Vernon's got it down. He's got it. Spill it all to your edges. You got help coming from everywhere. When in doubt, spill it. Smack it in the head. Perfect. Keep it running sideways.
Yeah, the spill sometimes comes from when you're getting double teamed. That's the unfortunate part of it. But
well, that's what the other. That's on you for making too many tackles. That's not on the scheme. You 9 guys do this. You go block Ayo. You go block him as well on 1.
We kind of got to that point.
Are you? So I suppose my last question. I think we're running short on time. Would be I suppose, like just a little conversation we had there. Like it's a lot more complicated than I don't know. I suppose I don't know how complicated your playbook is, but I suppose it gets more like as a QB, you're seeing a lot of different things in the SBC that you wouldn't see in in the Division 1. Like, there's, like the play is designed mainly to make you make the wrong decision. Like, and I suppose my question is, how do you feel you're set up for that? I know you guys have been working for over the years, but looking at it at high speed or at full speed is, I suppose, it's something I'd like to get your thoughts on.
Not trying to give it too much away now, but like we have the film on different teams, and I watch the film and I pick out what I think are weaknesses and stuff, and then I go to training and Liam Ryan is after watching the film and he tells me what he thinks the weaknesses are, and then we kind of collaborate and scheme up that way and try and attack those weaknesses and try and game plan around the defenses that we see. So
that's fair. Like, I suppose I'm just curious to see. It's always kind of I found like that's one of the things that a lot of defenses are geared to do. Like, you see Ty in the backfield. Okay, we want to keep him in the pocket. That kind of stuff. A lot of defenses are they're specifically designed to break what you're trying to build. So,
do you call the plays, or does Liam call them, or how's that work?
Well, I'll tell you now. Last year, we started Liam calling the plays, and then Liam decided he wanted to put a baby in the wife, so he wasn't able to be at all the games. So then I started calling the plays, and then he kind of enjoyed the plays that I was calling, like, and he was agreeing with my decisions and stuff. So by the bowl, like from I think the Vipers all the way to the bowl, I was calling the plays, and then I'd come to the sideline if there was things going wrong or whatever. He'd tell me, like, maybe don't call this. I'm seeing this on defense, so if we call more of this. So that was kind of what was going down last year. Now it's early season this year, so I don't really know what his plans are. But at training anyway, he's calling the plays, so we're just working away with that, and it's all on him, to be honest. He's more experienced, he knows exactly what he's doing, so I have no problem letting him take the play calling.
It's hard to be creative and clever and concise and look at something in 20 seconds and get them all to do it.
Yeah.
I find I can be creative for like 5 seconds, and then I get fucking tackled once, and then it's just some basic shit coming at you for a second until I recalibrate.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Deep ball.
Just give it 25 times, and then I'll have thought of one passing play.
Let's not do that again.
Yeah, you're looking at the front, and then you're like, oh wait, I could look at coverage, run, pass. And it's like, what did we do? We just threw 19 straight passes. Perfect.
And then your cadence goes to shit, and then I can't read it. And
yeah, having little concussion hiccups between my cadence, trying to remember that I say it was on one. Oh, I'm just kidding.
Just want to know a secret? It's always on one.
Till it's not. No, shit.
Yeah, see, the one isn't one either, though. It's like
it's like 1.5 sometimes.
Fuck's sake, like, what the hell are you doing? Like, did you pass out?
Like, I'm sitting there twitching, waiting for him. I'm like, Ty. I'm like,
I'm about to snap this ball out of shit.
Yeah, like at those points where I'm literally leaning on the ball, supporting, like, I'm going forward. Hurry up and say it.
There you go, Ty. Your O-line doesn't like you, and defense doesn't like when you do that.
I love him.
Like, I mean,
Yeah,
there's a lovely video that I've got of Ty caressing me as he's going under set, like he's open-handed caressing me going on. Like, that's just the relationship we've got now. Yeah.
I let Polly know when I'm coming up under.
Yeah, he doesn't tell me. He just lets me know.
Yeah, I give him little love taps.
Yeah, y'all on offense are weird. Like,
so I was there training one Sunday, and I said, "Here we go," and then everybody told me to show up, or shut up. So I, gotta go back.
Yeah, that's become a run-in. Apparently, I say that too. Here we go, boys. Get the dash back at me. Like, oh, no.
Yeah, and then when you start licking your dirty hands, it's lovely.
He's got a water bottle now. He has
Are
his.
you a hand licker, Finn, or what's the story here? You squirt water on there?
I have absolutely no idea what you lick your hands for, because if I lick my hands, it's all slick. So
Really?
I don't know what he'd be doing, and he licks all his fingers. Like sometimes he comes, like, it's like what?
Deco tongue.
Like if you watch the tape from last year, there's a play where I'm just staring at you, going, "What are you doing? Why are you licking your fingers?"
I spray my towel. I have people ready to spray my hand. I'm licking everything. It works. Get the dirt on it, the wet grass.
I just don't get it, Ty. Like I've literally seen you lick lumps of dirt off your finger, and it's like stuck to your lip, and I just don't say anything. I'm like, this guy's mental. Like,
he did throw like a.
Finn's going in dry.
Right after it. Okay. No, I think that might be it.
Neil said that.
yeah, Neil said it.
Yeah, he basically just always say it.
Liam definitely licks.
Right, I think we need to finish up before we get into trouble.
That's slickness on the ball.
What's that? The tackiness?
Yeah, I can't, like, I have small hands, so I gotta have all the grip I can to hold that ball.
Don't you think it helps to have some earth on there?
Ty's just trying to sell her.
Finn 2 gloves. What about that? Teddy 2 gloves. Finn 2 gloves.
Yeah, I tried gloves one time, and it just doesn't feel right. Like you.
Nah.
Yeah, you look wrong. You look like, yeah, it's not right. Try some dirt. Let's see how it. Report back.
I'll go have a jump now. When we train on Sunday, we'll be training on the grass pitches. So I'll go find some dirt and rub it on my hands.
Give it a go.
Yeah.
Give it a couple licks and be ready.
This is exactly why I don't play offense. You all have moves just like all of you.
That's because you play linebacker. You just drink pre-workout, turn your brain off. Let's go.
I am the calmest player ever. I think.
It's not Ollie's last.
Why? Why am I last?
Oh, you're either first or last in the huddle. It depends on the moment.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Thanks,
And
Ty.
Polly's being a dickhead. He's first.
Huh.
He's usually going to insult someone. He's trying to get there as quickly as possible.
He's either talking to the ref, being really nice and mature, or he's losing his shit, and there's nothing in between.
Or hurling abuse at the players before the ref gets. I didn't
yeah.
say anything.
I don't really give people abuse. Like,
Hmm?
I don't really give people abuse. I'm not that kind of guy.
You say it twice doesn't mean it's right. Like,
Oh, come on, man. I've always been nice to you in the field.
you don't say anything
I
to
have.
me because
Exactly.
you know, though. Yeah, no, but that I heard you hurl abuse at everybody else.
Ah, yeah, but like,
Fair.
Ugh.
but yeah, I think that's
hour's
us
up,
for
is it?
this week. Do you think that's us hitting the
Yeah.
hour?
Killed it.
Aiden, appreciate you coming on, lads.
That's everything, guys.
Best of luck with this season. I think it's going to be an exciting one for you. I think the football is going to be different, so it is comparative to what you've experienced last year. So all the best.
They're definitely ready for it, though. We've seen them at national team. They're ready to go.
When do we see you? You're in Cork first. So you've got 3
we see them.
weeks and you're in Cork.
in 3 weeks. Yeah.
I don't know when you come to us though.
Game 3.
I think it's like
Game
3rd or
3.
4th.
Yeah, I think it's 4th. I think they've got Trojans, UCD, then
24th of March.
No, we've Edinburgh's Trojans, Rebels, and then
Cork, Trojans,
Oh.
us, then UCD.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hell of an opening schedule.
the gauntlet, but we're ready. No better way.
That's it. That's
They'll
exactly
definitely
it.
be primed, though.
That's
100%.
definitely the
Let's go Vikings.
yeah. We'll see you guys in
We'll say that there when you come down to us.
You what?
We'll tape Ty saying that, and we'll just keep playing it over and over.
Yeah.
Well, this will
We'll
be
see
up
you
on
guys-
YouTube
we'll
very
see you
shortly,
guys in,
so just clip it.
I'll be
Anyway.
there. I'll be there either way. I don't know if I'll be playing, but I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks.
You'll be playing. Don't give us
It
that.
was fully retired to fully lined up almost like 10 minutes ago.
Has Brendan has Brendan ever started texting you to do something? Like, the man was in the army. Like, I definitely know some sort of psyops or something. Like I always tell the story. Like he's like an area manager for Lidl or Aldi, sorry. So he like runs like 5-6 stores, and my closest Lidl, like he was like every time I was there, he was there. Like I was checking my car for air tags. Like he was like literally, I'd be going through the checkout, and he'd be like, "I'll get a picture of me," or he'd just walk out of the main office, and I'd be like, "Oh, hello again." Lo and behold,
He does not want to let you go, Ayo.
No. The man is like I was getting texts, motivational texts from him like 2 days ago. Just bring up the lads with you. I'm like, for fuck's sake.
Rally the troops.
There's like there's 2 holes in my knees, like, but look, it is what it is.
It'll be good. Anyway, let's finish this up. Thanks again, boys, and all the best. And for everybody watching, we'll see you next week. Cheers.
See you later, guys.
Yeah.